So what you don't know is that we're in Hawaii and it's like 83 degrees and it looks like that we're at the beach, but we're really like in this garage. It feels like it's 80 degrees in this garage. So except the fact that we're not at the beach, so like the quarantine thing, I don't know. Exactly.
Are you guys hanging out in quarantine, or are you allowed out into the world?
We started to be out in the world. Well, we have not, but the world has started to be out in the world.
Yeah.
I heard this. I heard this statement that's kind of crazy. You guys, they're saying that that New York had some bad things happening, and they're talking about New Jersey, and then they just brought in Seattle, and I was like, okay, bring Seattle into it, I guess. But how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. You know, not much in my life has changed. I work from home mostly anyways, so, you know, the only thing that's really changed is there's not a lot of in-home demos because I want to be respectful of everybody's choices. You know, I'm not necessarily nervous of scared or getting, you know, the COVID myself, but there are other people that are nervous and scared, and so I have to be respectful of that. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of demos online or just sending people videos, you know, talking to them on the phone, doing three-way calls, those sorts of things, because the office isn't open right now. So there's, you know, it's one of those things where we have such a great opportunity right now, you know, it couldn't, I mean, yes, it's sad and it's tragic that this has happened in the world. A lot of people have been affected financially, emotionally, physically, but it's also such unprecedented times where people are looking for true health, you know, all the way around. They're looking to protect themselves financially. They're looking to protect themselves physically. We have what they need.
Right, exactly. No, you're absolutely right. I don't, you know, I hear it in your voice that you're not scared, and for me, I think this has been a great time. We get to see our friends, we get to see our family, we get to see one another, we get to actually slow it down a whole bunch and actually kind of see what's important in front of us. I just got off yesterday with a Zoom call with one of the churches that we attend, and she's like, "Why do you have a great attitude?" I said, "Because I got that there's some kind of epidemic, if you want to call it, or whatever the government wants to do about it. But for us personally, we get to go see. I get to call people that I haven't called in 19 years because we've both been busy." Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Probably the green screen.
we can't touch each other.
Probably the green screen over here.
Speed. We can't touch each other, but we definitely can touch each other with our hearts.
Hey guys, just to let you guys, before we in about a couple more minutes we'll start the program. We definitely want to be able to record this and post it. So as a couple of people coming on right now and you guys are talking, we're gonna in about 2 more minutes, probably we're gonna actually start the program. So if you guys ask the same questions over, it's okay, but I'm just letting you guys know we're just having a conversation right now, but I'm just getting the notes from everyone on the side that says they're gonna start it in 2 minutes. So we can keep talking, but we got about 2 more minutes.
So how's your better half, or how's your other half, or
my better half? Yes, my better half is he's doing good. He's you know, he works for Costco, and so he's on the front lines every day, required to wear a mask for 12 hours a day. He comes home absolutely exhausted, but he's doing okay. He's doing as well as can be expected, you know, for the circumstances. So I think it's important for him to come home to, you know, a happy home and a safe place, and where we can just be ourselves and not have to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Here in Hawaii, they open up the store hours. Well, at one point it wasn't fully store hours. Now it's back to fully store hours. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. He's got a job, so it's good.
It could go either way, right?
Yeah, Amanda, do you have water next to you?
Do I have what?
Do you have water next to you? Do you have water? Okay, good. That's good. Okay, you guys can see.
And just so you guys know, like, this is my office area, and I have to show you guys because I have all of my most important Enagic things right behind me. So over here, I have my 6A Achievement Award, right? And then right next to it, I have this really special award that I got for speaking in Hawaii on my very first time on stage. And you guys don't even understand. Every time I look at that, I tear up. Because it means so much to me. That is one of the most cherished items in my house.
We appreciate you saying that, but you earn it, and you definitely deserve all of that. And that's you know, the people that we help and the people that you help that day, that weekend, is definitely precious for everyone around us as well.
Totally. So we
Thank you.
got 30 seconds, and you guys already go back to this thing. And
So I'm wearing this baseball outfit in honor of you because you know you're the bodybuilder program. That's right.
exactly. So we're gonna start, and we start our program always the same way. And so, are we on? You guys ready? Are you guys all ready? Yeah, incredibly awesome.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Aloha, everybody from good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Talk with the Feliciano brothers. I'm Dara, this is Derek, and we always start our program one way and the only way, and so I'll let it off to Derek.
Hello, everyone. For most of my programs, at least 90 more percent of my programs, I do it the same way. And what I do is I ask people to join me on a toast. So if you guys don't mind joining me, grabbing you guys' water, yours 9.5 or whatever you guys are drinking, and we ask you guys to join me in my toast. You ready? Aloha to water. I do that for two main purposes. The first purpose, and probably the most important reason, because I truly believe that water is that important. If we're going to toast anything, we should be toasting to ERW water, or just water in general. I want to let you guys know this right now. The second reason why I do this is because I believe that throughout this program, you guys should be drinking water. This is a water program. Obviously, you can see the beautiful beaches behind us. The reality of this is our body needs the water. So please keep drinking water throughout the program. Enjoy it, and let your body enjoy as well.
Incredible water. And so I normally start the program with our side is that, hey, I just believe about people. I just care about people, friends, family, cousins, all our families, and just in general in people. And so I just know today we have our situation going on, and people are using all different things to make things to be safe for them. And so I want to just bring up one thing that we have is what they call we have 2.5. 2.5, I don't know if I can get that number in there, and it's strong acidic water, and it's called hydrochloric acid, and it actually kills a lot of germs. And so what I understand is that most people are using something like this, and it's a sanitizer. And so I really want to show you guys what this actually does, because I care about the little ones, the little kids, the smaller ones, the babies. They were actually using this to put on people. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a plate, something like this, a real clean plate, a nice white plate, and you can hold it for a second. And I'm going to actually just, excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm going to actually just squeeze some on. So so, and then what you do is that you actually wipe that on your kids. And so I'm gonna take a lighter right here, and I'm just gonna actually and I'm gonna do that. So then what happens right now is that what people don't realize is how dangerous this is that I just put that on someone's hand or a baby's hand, and you can't see it, but watch this. How did I do that, guys? That's how dangerous these things are when we put them on our kids and stuff. And so, look again. I just want to wipe across here. I can't see what all this. And so what's happening here is that you're blocking that. And so what's happening is that we're just catching a fire on you guys. And you know that we're learning these new things here, and it's so dangerous that because we keep putting these things on, and you're noticing that it's just unbelievable. Look, I look one head right now. And so it's so dangerous. And so something like this, you can't actually see it or nothing, and it's actually burning someone's hand probably, and or a kid's hand. So maybe not today, but how about in a couple months where something goes through the hands? Well, we have something like we said, 2.5. It actually kills lots of bacteria and junk, and all I can do is just spray on my hands. I'm sorry, I just spray it. I just spray some on here, and so we can actually have some fun in a deal. And so, but it does actually. So look it up, guys. When I tell people, why don't you guys look it up at least? At least go learn about it. It's called hypochlorous acid. And so go look it up. Look underneath. Don't look under Google. Look underneath. Maybe .gov. How about PubMed? PMC. How about PMC? Google Scholar, and you can learn what this water is, and it's water-based, so it's actually safe. Sorry, it's safe to put on my hands, and you can actually put them in your mouth, in your eyes, and so it's actually safe, but it'll actually kill a lot of bacteria. So you guys can go out there and learn something today. I'm just worried about your guys' kids, the little ones, the young ones, the ones in infants. If you guys put anything like this on any of you guys' kids, it might be something you should read the back of it. But the fact that when you read the back of this, it does it. It tells you it only protects 95% of some bacteria, some germs, some. It's not all. So let's get an idea and go read the back of it at least. So with that, I want to bring up this incredible person. I get the privilege to bring up this incredible person, and the way I remember it, and the way I look at it, the way I see it, and I do talk to her. What I learned in the past, I would tell people. You got to build something, and some of you guys are in the business, some of you guys are not, some of you guys are in other businesses, and so I tell people the why that makes you cry. I keep telling people that, but I don't think people really understand that. This person's coming up to them, going to explain it really clear, and the way I'm going to explain it's actually a purpose. You know, the why that makes you cry to go out there and build a business. It's crazy how this works. I have to explain it. It's the purpose. It's your purpose of why would you go out there. And so most people today, they're like in complacement. They go to work, they go to their job, they go to what their kids things, their family stuff, to go back home. Well, some just stays home right now, but if you have to go out, you do that. But you just do a circle, you just keep doing it. So you do not see the value of what you're doing in this business that we're talking about right now. And so what happens is that we just don't have the value, we don't have the reason to go out there. If you find the why that makes you cry, the purpose, then you will go out there and actually find people to come to your programs, meet people, invite people to demos, because you find a purpose to build for your purpose. And so the way I explain this is, in the past, I should tell people that there's a nice old man sitting on their porch, and there's a dog on the side of him, and a hound dog, and it's like in the southern side of the world, and the United States, and he's whittling his wood. He's whittling, and as he's whittling, the dog's going, "Arr! Arr!" and a couple starts walking by on his porch, and the couple goes, "Hey, mister, why is your dog howling?" And the dog's like, "Arr, arr." The man goes to the couple, goes, "Well, the reason why he's howling is because he's sitting on a nail." And the dog goes, "Arr!" And the couple go, "Why don't the dog just move?" And the gentleman goes, "Because it doesn't hurt that much."
Doesn't hurt bad enough.
You're not hurt bad enough. And you guys today talking about, "I don't have enough money, I can't talk to people, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't meet people, I don't have friends, I don't have families." I understand that just sounds like, "Oh," because it doesn't hurt bad enough. But you guys to go out there and do something for a purpose. Because when you find the why that makes you cry, it's a purpose driven. And I want to just explain how, for me and our top team Hawaii, a lot of them, they definitely do this. And when I go out there, when I go out night after night, when I go out night after night, I can do the business with my eyes closed. You guys realize that because we do it so often. But the real truth about it is that the reason why we go out there night after night is that when I get to that platform, when I get to do the demo, when I stand up to the front of the stage, I instantly think one thing. You know, the why am I here? What does that couple, does that family, does that guy, that lady I'm showing the demo for, or the families in the house, do they have a spouse? Do they have a spouse? Do they have kids? Do they have grandkids? Do they have grandparents still alive today? And do they have those things? And if it's so, then I'm there for one purpose and one purpose. How can I help them? And then you see a purpose. When I go to each and every one of those houses and go out there, I'm finding the purpose of how. And why I'm saying this is because this nice, incredible lady who's coming up today had 3 years ago. This one doesn't have to. This beautiful young lady, she has a purpose. She has the why that makes you cry. She has a purpose. She is totally incredible. She's a bodybuilder, and realize this now. Get her. She has a purpose because as a bodybuilder, she wanted to be a bodybuilder. She's a bodybuilder. She wanted to go have a incredible magic business. She wanted to go 6A. She had a vision, a focus, a purpose too. And what I say is this: as a bodybuilder, you go out there, and you some mornings you wake up and goes, "Oh, I don't want to go." See, they don't really have a purpose. See, when you're tired, when you don't want to be there, that's the excuses you give. When you really want it with a purpose, you show up there, and that's what she did. And 3 years ago, she wanted to be on a Waikiki Super Saturday stage, and that was 3 years ago. And in 2019, she actually came out here and actually speak at Waikiki Super Saturday. It's totally incredible. She's accomplished a lot of stuff. She accomplished 6A that year. She's done so much out of her comfort box. She went out of her way. And so I'm going to bring her up right now. We met an incredible couple 3 years ago. We had, they touched our lives, they touched our hearts. Definitely, excuse me, my own is because I just want to see a whole bunch of stuff, so I don't want to miss anything for sure. Her husband, his name is Nate. He's amazing. He's a supporting husband and definitely her #1 fan. Let's bring up Amanda Janus.
Oh, thanks, you guys. It's such an honor to be here, and I love my ohana. You guys are my family. You know, each and every person on this call. You know, we've either met in person or I know you through Facebook, and we're all connected. We are all connected on a bigger level for a deeper purpose. And it's just amazing. Being able to be on stage in Hawaii was absolutely terrifying. I was scared to death, but it was such an honor, and it was such a growing experience. And, you know, all I can hope for is that, you know, at least one person in that audience got something out of it of value. And that was my purpose for doing it. So hopefully that happened, and, you know, I'll be back. I'll be back on that stage if you have me. So.
Well, 2020, we are hosting the Waikiki Super Saturday out of Hilton Hawaiian Village. We are definitely, until they tell us we cannot do it, we are hosting it. So you guys need to get you guys tickets. She will be here. She said she will be here, definitely. She's excited to come back out here. She's the most incredible speaker. She will touch your hearts totally up. All the speakers are awesome. She's definitely a different touch in this incredible organization.
So I get the pleasure to ask all the fun questions.
Oh man.
So before we get going, you know, you said something really important. You said that you wish that you hope that someone would have got something from your talk. So let me tell you a little story, and we'll see if everything falls into place. So the story goes like this. So there's a guy, his name is Derek. So he's traveled from Florida, Idaho, Utah, California, spoke at UCLA, spoke a lot of places. I mean, did a lot of training, speaking engagements. And this guy Derek was sitting up front when he saw your story. Prior to seeing your story, you're outside and you're like just getting ready and actually just getting ready and getting your mindset to tell a story that's gonna impact the world. And so I was out there, and then when you were done, again, I was out there as well. And I'll tell you this right now, you impact me enough that no one in the magic world, or let alone in the world the businesses that I've been involved with, the training that I've done, and the leadership programs that I've been involved with in Florida or around the world, around the United States, has ever heard my story. So because of you and the courage that you had, there's a big chance that I might tell my story at this Super Saturday with a little bit of Sia's help. And we're gonna tell my story from the beginning. So it's really interesting to see if I can. I mean, that takes a lot of courage to tell your story, and I believe everyone has a story behind them, and to go out there and tell their story. I hope you guys understand how important it was for you to tell your story, that it impacted a lot of people's lives, including mine. So appreciate what you did, and I hope I can honor you by telling my story this coming year.
I would love to hear it. That makes me really excited.
Guys, no one's heard it, so it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna put everything on the table.
That's what I said about mine. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know which way it's gonna go, but it'll be interesting.
It was awesome, and I believe you did touch a lot of people's lives. For someone who speaks on stages, all over, I want to say yes. You've definitely touched my life. So
good.
Definitely, there's a lot of, because of you and starting a journey like that, people are asking, how does Waikiki Super Saturday start? How did it start? Where did it come from? And so that might be something that people might want to know, because I heard, this is not necessarily what I heard, was the guy who started the journey possible was only in our business, what we call a two-way.
Right.
And today, 5 years later, it's still going on. Just to let you guys know, just a hint and clues to like all retail.
Events are important.
Exactly.
Specifically because of these reasons. And okay, so let's get with the fun questions.
Exactly.
So before we get going, why don't you tell us a little bit about you in your words, and give us about 5 minutes of who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, and before we get to first question. Why don't you do that? Just go, let us know what you, tell us about a little bit about you.
All right, well, my name's Amanda Janus, and I live in the Seattle area, specifically Renton, Washington. And I guess right now I would sum myself up as a independent, critical, free thinker, and I enjoy going to the gym. I go to the gym a lot. I like to lift really heavy weights because it gets me out of my head. You know, sometimes those thoughts pile up so much that you need to either do a lot of prayer or a lot of meditation. And for me, one of the biggest releases is lifting really heavy things up and putting them back down and counting to 12 over and over and over and over. And that shuts this up for a little while. So I'm a family woman. I don't have any kids, but I have 2 cats. And yeah, my husband is the most important person in my life, and he has shown me unconditional love and support, and I'm very proud to, you know, have him there with me. So yeah, that about sums it up.
Nice. All right.
You're just awesome.
So my first question I'm going to start off with is tell us how you got started. What was your, like, I know people show the plan or people show the program, or you might have saw something. What did you see, or how did you get started? How did you get, not when you change or not when you decided to go 6A, but how did you get started?
So I think in order for me to really get this across, I have to bring it back a little bit further than just when I was introduced. So prior to me being introduced to Enagic, I would say a couple of years before that, 3 years specifically, I was a drug addict and an alcoholic, and I was dying. And I worked at Costco. I wasn't spiritual. I didn't have any motivation. It was just the cycle. You wake up to go to work, you drink, you do drugs, you go to bed, you wake up, you go to work, you drink, you do drugs, you go to bed, and it was this cycle. And I was killing myself. And by the grace of God, creator, a higher power, whatever you want to call it, I almost died, and I woke up from that, and I ended up getting sober. And during that process of going into and being in the beginning stages of sobriety, I had a lot of guilt and a lot of shame for what I had done to my body physically. You know, I was 70 pounds overweight. I weighed 210 pounds. I had liver failure. I had, I couldn't feed myself with a fork because my body was in such terrible shape. I would shake so bad that the food would fall off the fork. I was a mess. And when I realized that, I knew that I had to make some major changes and respect the vehicle, the body that God had given me, because I hadn't respected it for the last 25 years. So I would say about, a year into sobriety, I started looking at nutrition and eating healthy and, doing the thing, exercising, all of those things. And I didn't realize it at the time. I had come a long way, but I didn't realize that there was another element that was missing. And one day I was walking through Costco, and this guy just randomly said, "Hey, what kind of water are you drinking?" And I was like, what does that even mean? What do you mean, what kind of water? Like, isn't water just the same? It's wet, it's clear. I bought it from the store. And he showed me that it was different. And I'm very grateful for that person And that's really when I got introduced to the business or into the water. And then shortly thereafter, I got introduced to the business. And I didn't even know that I was looking for something to do other than being at Costco. But the thought that I could help people with their health and with their finances instead of just going to work every day for a paycheck and then coming home, it seemed like it was of greater purpose. So I guess did we lose Derek? Did we lose Derek and Daryl? I don't see him on here. Oh boy.
Keep going. I see you.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, how are you, sister?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Yeah, keep going. Keep sharing your
Yeah.
story. This is amazing.
Yeah, keep going, Amanda. They can hear you on one side.
Awesome. Good to see everybody here. I love seeing all your faces.
They're trying to figure it out. We have to get out and get back in, but they'll be in a little bit. So just keep talking.
All right. Well, I'll keep on plugging away here. So I guess I got started because I wanted to do something more than just helping people to, the milk and eggs or upgrading a membership. I wanted to really help people on a deeper level. And Enagic was the vehicle for that. So
Are we on? Can you see us? No.
I hear him.
No, you're not on yet.
So you were looking for something that was more passion or more meaning or something, Amanda?
Yeah, I needed to be able to help people. Somebody, oh, hey.
Hey, we are working on the difficulty right now, but
Keep talking.
But
No worries.
Sam, keep asking your questions and we'll get right back on this.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I wanted a vehicle in order to be able to help people to better health. I was really passionate about health. I had learned how to change my diet to get my health back and, start exercising to get my health back. And this had come into my life, and it was such a profound thing because it was so simple, but it was so obvious. And it was like, my first question to the guy that showed me this water was, why doesn't everybody know about this? If this is what you say it is, why isn't everybody drinking this? And then I remembered something that my mom had told me a long time ago when I was little, and it was, follow the money, right? If you ever have a question, if you're ever questioning why something is the way that it is, follow the money. And so I ended up taking a deep dive into allopathic medicine, pharmaceutical industries, looking at what the narrative was that people were being told for so long. And I realized that, we have the opportunity to empower other people, right? We have this amazing opportunity that something so simple as this water can empower people to make a change in their health or make a change in their finances or realize that they don't have to give their power away to somebody in a white coat. Right? They can go to the store, they can get fresh fruits and vegetables, they can get, the best water in the world for free from somebody. They can take the vitamins and supplements and go for a walk. They don't have to have their health dictated by somebody else. Like, we have all of that power, and Creator gave us everything that we need. And so when I started looking at this, I was like, wow, everybody drinks water, right? Young, old, man, woman, doesn't matter, dog, cat, everything needs water to survive. So my first thought was, oh my God, I have to do this. I'm so excited about it. And then my second thought was, I can't do this. I know nothing about doing a business or starting a business, or I've always been employed by somebody else. They tell me what to do. Like, how can I just go out there and start selling these things? I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know what models there are. I don't know what kind of financing there is. I don't know how to talk to people. What am I going to say? You want to buy a $5,000 water machine? They'd think I was nuts. But in the same breath, you know, I started doubting myself and telling myself all the reasons why I couldn't do it. And I remember driving in the car, I was driving to the gym, and it was kind of sad because I had been really excited about doing this and starting it. And then all of a sudden, like, that voice comes in the back of your head and it's like, you can't do this. Nobody's going to listen to you. You're only, you know, this year, you know, you're only this many years old, you know, you're in your 20s, or I think I was in my late 20s, early 30s when I started this, but nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody's going to, you know, hand you over $4,000 for some water gadget. And all these doubts were coming into my head. And I was like, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this. It seems like it's really, really hard. And I remember this overwhelming voice coming in on the way to the gym that just said, why not you? And I thought about it for a second and I was like, you know what? Why not me? Why not me? I'm teachable. I can learn the skills. I can read, I can write. I have a voice. You know, even if I didn't have a voice, like, there's ways of doing things. If you want it bad enough, there's no reason why not you. No reason. So I realized that I had to start learning. There's about 7 skills that you really need to become a master at in order to have success come easily, right? There's a difference between having success and really, really, really working hard for it, or having it come easier to you. And so I started thinking, okay, well, there's a few things that I need to figure out. One, like, how to get prospects, right? Who am I going to talk to? Who do I know? So I literally, like, dumped out my entire phone onto a list. I put people on that list that I knew through somebody else. Like, I guess you could call it hot prospects, cold prospects, middle of the road prospects, businesses that, you know, like coffee stands that might need better water in their coffee, or gyms that might need this. And I started expanding my thinking a little bit. And so I just wrote everything down. The second skill that I had to learn was inviting. How do you invite people? Right? Because there's a way, there's an energy exchange that happens when you invite somebody. Here's one example. Derek.
Yes.
Please come to my water presentation. You need to see this. You really do. I can't, you know, would you just please come? Are you available? I would love for you to be there. Please. Right? There's that.
Right.
And then there's the, if I send you an invitation, would you come? Or if I sent you a video, would you watch it? It's a different energy exchange. One of them is needy, and the other one is, hey, I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it with you, but you have to put some skin in the game, right? If I really do. So that was really, really important. Number 3, presenting. Right? You gotta, whether it's the easy way, which is having somebody that has a great presentation and you send them the video, that's a form of presenting. right? If you can get the information in front of them, that's a form of presenting, but you have to be good at number 2. You have to be good at inviting. Presenting is knowing your product, right? And you gotta, in this business, you gotta spend some time pouring into yourself the knowledge of what we have. You know, you have to know how to do the presentation. You have to know what machines are what, how much they cost, what plates are in each machine, you know, what button does what. Why are they all important? The more you know, the more you can overcome any objection that's coming down the road, because you're going to get objections. So presenting, you don't have to be great at it, but you have to do it in order to be successful, in my opinion.
Good point.
You know, number 4 would be following up. So say you have a prospect. Number 1, you invited them. Number 2, you showed them the water. That's number 3. Follow up, right? So you showed them the presentation and they go home, then what? You wait by the phone and you're like, please call, please call, please call.
What? You did that?
No. Well, I did do that in the beginning. I did. I really was like, if they just see the water, they're going to be calling me. Absolutely. Right? Because that was me. No, they don't call. They don't call.
You don't call.
Danny DiMacaulay lied to you.
That's so good.
I'm just saying, the whole, you know, give away the water and they'll call you. No. 9 times out of 10, no. But something that's really important about following up is people don't do it a whole lot nowadays. Right? There's not a whole lot of really excellent customer service out there.
They don't want to hear no.
Huh?
They don't want to hear no. They don't want to hear the word no.
They're really afraid.
They're afraid of the word no. Yeah, they're afraid of the word no.
It's
Yeah.
no. It's like, no. What? There's no problem. It's okay.
Right.
One thing that I learned from Tamia, and I just love her. If you guys don't know who Tamia Williams is, I mean, if you want some really excellent training, whether it's personal training or magic training, Tamia is incredible. And I totally forgot what I was about to say. What were you saying right before that?
To me, it does good training. We're talking about no, but what you're heading to is that word to me helped you out.
Yeah, so the no's. She told me to calculate out the no's, which was really interesting. So if I say I am 3A, and on average, if I talk to 10 people, and this is in the beginning when you're, you know, starting new, you haven't really developed all of your skills, say that I can close 1 out of 10 people that I talk to, right? I mean, that's about average on when you're just getting started, if you don't have any help. So if I can close 1 out of 10 people, and I'm a 3A, and if I sell a K8, that's $1,000. So each of those 10 are worth $100.
Right.
Even though they say no, that no is worth $100.
Right.
Does that make sense to everybody?
That makes,
So-
you guys gotta hear this. That's with dollars, not cents, dollars.
Yeah.
That's that thing right there. Makes
That
dollars.
no, so you want to look to get the no. You want to dig all the way down that hole and you want to try to find that no.
Oh, I see.
Because every time you get that no, that's $100. Move it out of the way.
Yep.
Dig for the no. That's $100. Get it out of the way. And then as you're doing all of these, trying to find the no's, you're going to come across more yeses because you're asking the right questions.
Right.
Right? And you're getting comfortable not caring about the no. Somebody says no, who cares?
Right.
And you know what's funny is like, usually it's not a no. Usually it's a not right now,
Yeah.
or it's bad timing.
Right.
You know, I have so many people now that this whole pandemic has happened,
Yes.
that,
In the world.
that are coming back to me now after 2 or 3 or 4 years, and they're saying, I really think that I need to get one of these machines. Right? And they were a hard no. And then all of a sudden, you know, you keep the relationship open and people come back. So getting through to the no without having an attachment to it is super important.
Follow up is a key element. You're right about that.
Yeah. Closing, that's just trying to find the no, right? Try to find the no and then lead them to getting their questions answered, because all, you know, overcoming objections and closing, that's just finding out what you can answer better, right? So somebody has an objection, oh, it's too expensive. So you would counter that objection with, let's look at how much money you're spending right now on bottled water. And you would do the calculation. Oh, well, I don't have good credit. Overcoming that objection, do you know that we have financing? Right? And so eventually you're going to wear them out to the point where they either say yes or it's just bad timing.
I don't know if you call it wearing out, but I think that you give them enough information that this is the right thing. You know, ERW water is an important equation in life. So just giving them more information, they're just looking for more. You know, I don't know if we wear them out. I'm not just saying we actually just help them out enough that they find to put 1 + 1 is actually 2, not 2 1/4.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to go back a little bit, just a little, on what you just said. So you're saying, you said 1 out of every 10, and that feels like a good average, a good number, especially when you're starting. So I want to throw this out there to these guys. I've got a bunch of guys going 6-8 right now, and they need 10 machines. So you guys got an idea what numbers you're looking for. You're looking for 100 nodes. If I'm listening to this right, you're looking for 100 nodes in a month, and you'll get your 10 machines in, and you go full qualification with your business in Atlanta.
So how many nodes you need in a day?
Oh, wow. So you think 30, you need 3 nodes a day?
3 nodes a day.
So all you do is find 3 nodes a day. And I see a whole bunch of my team right now, our teams, right, and your guys' teams right now going 6-8. And there's a handful of them right now, and they're just trying to make their parameter. So in a month, you start from the first day, 30 days later, you need to find 3 nodes a day. And there's a good chance, because Amanda's right, there's a really, really good chance you will get your bonus and you will be a new 6-8 and speaking of what he's out of this year.
Can I say something?
Of course. You're talking.
I don't think that I ever had 3 no's in a row in 30 days straight. I mean, if you could do 30 no's, if you could do 3 no's a day for 30 days, that would be a life-changing experience. What do you think about that, Amanda?
What do you think about that, Amanda?
Absolutely.
3 no's a day.
Yeah. You know, the thing about Enagic is it's a super simple business, but it's not easy, right? It takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of getting outside of yourself and walking in your own fears.
Well, I'm gonna add to that if you don't mind. So I was talking to somebody from Singapore. We just won't mention people's names. There's a bunch of them that we've been talking to. And interesting how for a country that's their nodes are less, they don't really get nodes. They water is an important equation in their life. Singapore, Asia, That's a kind of important equation. So when we get no's, it's because probably they don't have enough information.
Yeah.
But that may me, but I'm not calling nobody particular, but they just said we're just lazy.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, you just told it now. Hey, we love that Singapore people.
Wait, hold on. That's not in a bad way. It just says that they go out of the way. And because because my brother brought up Singapore and all these other countries, you guys know, if you guys really want to know the inner scoops of what's going on that side of the world, next week, it's going to change. Next week, talking the Feliciano brothers, we'll have Serenja. I'm saying it right? Serenja, who will speak to our stage last year, and he will be on. I would love to say 11 o'clock like our normal time, but it's going to be 2 o'clock next week because normal time for him, 11 o'clock would be something between 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I really want him to talk to us and help us. So we kind of moved it up to at least 6 so he can wake up and help us out and
It's a good
get some
9.5.
good, get some good knowledge from him. So if you guys really want to know what's going on in another country, next week, Thursday, will be Serhendra from Singapore.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Indonesia, not Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Indonesia, Bali. He's coming from Bali.
Yes.
So, hey guys, as you guys know that, I know it's a little intermission here, but back on.
So Amanda, when you're we're in an interesting world, and you have you've got a nice organization, and we are confined. We had this conversation earlier, sort of confined. So what's your take, and what are you doing in the social media program?
That's probably one area where I have not done a whole lot, to be honest with you guys. I still run the majority of my business through person-to-person interaction and referrals. I do have some sales and some experience with meeting people that I never met before through Facebook, through mutual friends. And I would say that the key thing there, in order to get the yes and not the no or not the avoidance, is going to be trust. You have to build, because they don't know you very well, you have to build that trust. And usually trust comes from meeting a person belly to belly and having a good, strong feeling, right? We get a feeling when we're around somebody on if we can trust them or not. And when you're in between a screen or, just typing out, a word or a sentence, you don't really get that kind of interaction. And there's a lot of scammers out there. And so in order to have somebody make a big purchase, and Enagic is a big purchase, they need to feel confident that they can trust you, they can trust the company, that you're not the only one talking about this. And I would say the biggest thing in order to gain that level of trust is inviting, right? Inviting them to a 3-way call where you can do a face-to-face on Messenger with them, right? You can pull, like the other day, I pulled in Roger Gaudet from Canada on a call with a veteran who was severely damaged from being at war. And so I said, well, I need somebody who can talk to this guy on his level, right? So I pulled in Roger because Roger is a veteran of war. And they connected, right? It wasn't me, but I was able to connect somebody who was like that person so that they can build trust and share stories and experiences. I think that, and then we have such an incredible online program with EWS and Enagic Mobi that the sales part isn't hard, but the part that I've, had to put more effort into on online sales is trust.
So, I'm glad you went that direction, because my next question was going to ask you, what's your impression or what your idea is on events. Because how did you meet Roger? I mean, what's the story between this Sabina and Roger? How did you meet them? And when you finish telling that story, continue on by telling us how you feel about events. What's your take, and what would you want people to know? How important is events, and not necessarily not only our events. I mean, like events that we have that you put on, or someone else puts on, or even training events. What's your kind of give me the whole round picture?
Yeah, so I met Roger and Sabina I think it was the first week that I had bought my machine. I bought my machine through a wonderful woman up in Linden, Washington. Her name's Rochelle Dietz, and she's an incredible leader. I mean, she's one of those people that she will give you the shirt off her back if she thinks it can help you in any way. You know, she's just that amazing. And once I bought my machine through her, which is another funny story, because I had asked God to put somebody in my life that could be a mentor to me and a family to me, and she was at the office that day, and I was at the office that day, and I just bought from her. So it was an interesting kind of God put us together in that way. But yeah, that week that I had purchased my machine, and I told her that I wanted to do this business and I needed to learn, and I was teachable, like, right? I'm open, I'll do what you say, I want this bad enough, teach me. And she said, we're having a demo up in Linden, Washington, which is way up by the Canadian border. And she said, you know, I have these, and she always talks people up. You know, she always, you know, edifies who's going to be there. And she said, we have this amazing speaker. His name is Wade Lightheart. He is a, you know, 3-time natural bodybuilding champion. He's a Mr. Olympian. He's coming down to speak about this water. You have to come. And so she edified him, and I went, and I got to meet Sabine, who was a 4A. She was a 4A, and I don't think that Roger was there that day, but I know Sabina was. And her and I connected. She was like my big sister. And so moving forward, you know, she is also in Rochelle's organization, and so am I. And so we were connected in that way, but also she was also a couple steps ahead of me, and somebody that I could look up to with reasonable goals, right? She was just a few sales ahead, you know, just a couple, but she had been doing it. So she was going through some of the same struggles that I was about to go through. And so she was one of those people that I could just lean on and rely on for information.
Great lesson right there. That's good. That's good.
And then I ended up meeting Roger, and of course he's one of the coolest, funniest, you know, cats you're ever gonna meet in your life. And yeah, you know, they've become like big brother and big sister to me. And super, super grateful for them. Everything in this business, as far as making a family connection, making sales, building a bigger and bigger organization, is events, period. Hands down. There is nothing that is going to move your business bigger and faster than attending events and getting as many people in your organization to get as many people to those events. You know, the people that don't attend events, they're gone in a matter of a year. I've seen it. I've seen it. That's where we get our education. It's where we get our motivation. It's where we set our goals. It's where we learn from the experiences of others. And there's something to be said about being within the same vibration as somebody in the same vibration as you. You know, you show up to an event and you have 12 other people that are you know, just your friends in Enagic, and you all are excited about life, and you all get together and you all vibe off of each other. And it's a lot different than going to the grocery store and vibing with people like that.
You guys can go jump on a white boat with white clothes and sail around.
I vibe so high when I get around people at the Enagic office. I go in, I'm like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And I just give them a big hug, and I just want to, you know, it's amazing. And events are that, but like times 10, times 12, right? Times 20, times, 50, times 100. You get to meet people and have conversations with them about where you want to go with your business and what are they doing that might be different from yours, and different perspectives, and events are everything.
So I have a question then. Totally crazy question. Waikiki Super Saturday in Hawaii. Where does that play in your what you want to? I want to just talk about just a little about what do you think about that event?
It changed my life.
Okay, that was it.
Look, I'll take that.
Can I just drop the mic and walk away? No, okay, so the first, one thing is Hawaii is one of the most incredible places that you could ever, it's sunshine, it's salt water, it's fresh fruit, it's the lovingness of, the locals, it's everything. So one, you have just an incredible location. Like, I wouldn't pass up a trip to go to Hawaii for anything. I mean, come on, it's Hawaii.
November.
And, the first event that I went to in Hawaii was a year before I spoke. And just being able to be around some of the speakers, like you have Tamia coming in from New York, who I was already coaching with, but I'd never met in real life.
Wow.
Right. And so, that destination got put together. And then I got to see Roger and Sabina again, who are like my friends and family from here, but now we're meeting on the beach in the tropics. Cool. Right. And then Joko was there, and he's from Indonesia, and I had spent some time over in Bali previous to this, so I didn't know that they were so connected. But then you get the time to sit with these people in a relaxed setting, and you get to pick their brain, right? How are you building this online business? What does that look like for you? How did you overcome this? And you start learning about them, but you're in the setting where everybody's relaxed and nobody's really pressured. It's different. Being at the Hawaii event the first time was absolutely incredible and epic. And what I learned, I think the most important takeaway from that first event was I started to believe in everybody else's belief in me.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't see it. I was trying, I was trudging the road, I was talking to people and, doing the action, but I didn't really have that strong knowing that I was successful, right? There was a whole lot of doubt and a whole lot of bullshit happening upstairs. And what I saw through, in particular, you guys, in particular, Roger and Sabina and Tamia, seeing their belief in me and coming to terms with, they must be seeing that for a reason, because they're telling me, you're gonna be, 6A soon. You're going to be 6A2. You're going to be this great leader in Enagic. You're going to be speaking on stage. Like all of these things. And I'm like, I was walking with my husband on the beach and I'm like, they really believe in me, babe. And he's like, yeah. You know, it was kind of like this, well, duh moment. And I had to really stop and go, well, they all believe. So what the hell? Like, you need to take on that. You know, Siha has a good saying. It's be it until you become it. You know, stand in that success, and then you will be that success. And as soon as I took away that thought and feeling from that Hawaii event and came home, and I was the leader that they saw in me, you know, because before I was leading, I thought I was leading a team of people, but every time I turned back around, nobody's following me. And I realized that I'm just out there taking a walk by myself, right? And so when I came back from the Hawaii event the first time, I had a belief in myself that I didn't have prior. And I was able to be that leader to my team that I didn't know how to be prior, if that makes sense. I stepped into the success that I saw other people see in me before I saw it. And then the second time that I went back to Hawaii, where you guys had asked me to speak, it was different. You know, it was the same setting with a lot of the same individuals, but it was a lot different because all of a sudden I'm not watching all my idols up on stage. I'm speaking with my idols up on stage. You know, I had a oh shit moment, a oh shoot moment when I was at home, and I saw that first flyer come out. And I saw Tamia's face on, Tamia, okay, I talk about her a lot because she's like my idol, right? So in a lot of ways, I saw her on the flyer. I saw Roger and Sabina on the flyer. I saw Cynthia Brigante on the flyer. I saw, you know, Carlos and, you know, I know they didn't end up coming, but another few higher ups in Enagic that I had been idolized to look at as a form of success for so long. And then I'm looking over the flyer and my face is on there. I'm like, what the hell? You know, it's just one of those, like, my face is next to Tamia's right now. You know, and I am obviously can't compare my success to hers at this point, but it definitely got me this sense of belonging and excitement and acceptance, and that my journey was just as valid as anybody else's. And I had a purpose to share my story, and it was, you know, it was totally different. And then walking through the fear of getting on stage, like that was a huge fear for me. Not having the words or doing something stupid. It was a big fear.
Don't tell that part, because there are people on this call that's going to be on stage this year, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Just remember now, the excitement is not only truly about her, but the people that was trained because of her. So you got, it's the combination of two things. It's not only her being on stage, it's the fact that the people who are in the audience is listening to an amazing story, and because of that, we can change, or we can move over, or we can move forwards, or we can fall forwards, whichever it is.
So I have a crazy question. First one, ain't that called a purpose? It changes to purpose. The YD card turns to a purpose. She had a purpose. I gotta just ask something real personal, because I know we're gonna wrap this up really shortly here. We'll do a little Q&A, but I definitely want to ask a crazy question. It's like, hey, I know for a fact that I went to your house and do a program one year, a couple years back. Did you enjoy that?
I loved it.
That day we had a couple conversations. I told you you're gonna be on our stages. Today, do you believe what I said on that day? That you're gonna speak in Hawaii, and you're gonna be incredibly awesome, and you're gonna be huge, and you're gonna be 682 and beyond. Can you see it coming right now as we're talking right now? couple years.
As I'm talking right now, but when you first said it to me in my house, I thought you were full of shit.
But the purpose right now is, to my heart, to your heart, you're there. And you're awesome and you're incredibly, and you're going to touch people's lives around the world. And you're touching them right now as you're speaking. You don't even realize that you're touching thousands of people as we're talking today, this afternoon. For some people this morning, some people this afternoon, some people tonight. You are touching people's lives. And when this goes off, it'll touch thousands of people's lives for the next year to come right now. And we cannot wait to see you back in Hawaii for sure.
I'm pumped. And I really want people to understand that this is really something that anybody can do.
Right.
You know, you don't have to be, you don't have to be an expert salesperson. You don't have to be, you don't have to be all of these things that you think somebody else has. You have everything you need inside of you, but your why has to be bigger than any fear that stands in your way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I do want to plug one book, if I may.
Yep.
This because as I have started to learn the skills in Enagic, and I'm still learning. You know, I do not have this down. Every person, every sale is different. But as you start to learn the skills and you start to produce, there is another layer on top of success in Enagic. Enagic always has a moving bar, right? You get to 6A, that was your goal, and then there's another goal. It's 6A 2-3, and then there's another goal, and then another goal. So this book has been absolutely, and you can get it on Audible, but it is John C. Maxwell. Can everybody read that, kinda? Okay, I'm gonna read it.
Put it back on.
John C. Maxwell, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
Exactly.
In this book, so there's a book, there's the audio book that you can get on Audible or whatever, but there's a packet in here and it walks you through all of the different steps of leadership, because once you got the sales skills down, the way that you're going to build this business is by being a good leader. And if you don't know how to lead people, you're going to be just taking a walk by yourself, right? So this will tell you how to get people to follow you, and also how to get them successful and how to have them have loyalty to you. It's an excellent, excellent book. So I would highly recommend everybody plug into that. Also, Tamia has done all of...
Show that again. Can you show that again?
Oh, yeah.
And read it for us. Read it out loud.
Can you read it out loud?
The author is John C. Maxwell, and the book is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
The best thing about that book is that book was written a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that book a while ago. So,
and it's still,
yeah, that's right.
Still 100% relevant.
Well, I said this a couple weeks ago, is that the law of success is just like the law of gravity. The law of gravity has never changed, and nor will the law of success. If you jump off a 10-foot building 100 years ago, the same results would happen today. And that's exactly what the law of success.
Yeah.
The success principles are actually the same as it was 100 years ago. So our past is actually important for our future.
And I want to say one more thing to everybody on here and that might listen in the future. If I were to give you one little tidbit of information or importance, spend money on yourself. And I mean that in the sense of not necessarily buying a pair of shoes, but buying books, buying a coaching program. Spend money on getting yourself around the right people to lift your lid, to raise your success lid, right? So pour money into coaches, pour money into programs of success, pour money into your education, right?
Yep.
Pour money into the events that you need to be at every single year, like the plane tickets, those kinds of things will bring you in more money than just trying to hold on to it. So, value yourself enough that you're going to pour your own money into your success.
I would want to just say, and there's a lot of angles and a lot of different ways. I know that, and I'm sure that, and all of us will agree. Definitely go find Tamia Williams. She will take a different. She's definitely unconditionally all the way through, and I've been really blessed to be mentored by her, and definitely watching what she does, and to learn from Tamia is a really blessing. So go.
Absolutely. She has so many free trainings. She does one every Tuesday. Lately, she's been going through every single one of those laws in that book. She has free classes, free trainings, free this, free that. But I have never paid more attention to her trainings than when I was paying for it.
Right.
So there's a difference between getting free trainings and paying for trainings. Your attentive level goes up quite a bit.
So if you had to ask, so if I said how many books or CDs or not quantity of money, but how many organizations, how many, in a roundabout way, how many books have you read or people you follow in a group setting? If you want to say that, over 50, over 100, under, what would you think? Well, not exact, but roundabout.
So if I'm looking at since I started in AGIC, which has been 6 years, I would say I've read in between 50 and 75 books on personal development and leadership. I have probably taken 200 to 300 hours of personal coaching that I've paid for. I probably have attended 50 to 75 events in different locations across the US. And I've probably poured thousands of hours training my team, thousands of hours.
So the reason why I asked that question is because most leaders will have that. That's the rule. Is basically XYZ amount of time in events, XYZ amount of times in coaching, XYZ amount of times of books, CDs, YouTube, hours upon hours of that. And really interesting is the reason why I know you do that is because my last question you already answered. You wanted to give a hint of what you would do or what you would like to tell everybody. And John C. Maxwell is definitely part of a huge foundation program that anyone gets on board of that will learn and will have some results. And I know we live in a result-living world, but your results are amazing. So we appreciate all you've done. I think we should open up this for questions.
But before the question, I do definitely want to say one thing. I definitely work with a lot of teams that does start from zero and it works their way up. And I believe what Amanda's talking about in trainings and everything, and then the investment into yourself. I definitely, if you didn't see what just happened right now, she put a post up there and I asked her to read it, is because I'm probably one of the few people who couldn't read from the beginning of this journey. And so you'll see a future, what we do, I want to tell people that there is ways to get what she's doing if you have a purpose and you go find it and you make it your purpose. Yes, cost money, some, and I can't read, so I can't read. Don't not say that. That's so wrong. At the beginning of the journey, I couldn't read, and today I can read a lot better. I do have a book list. I'm going to tell you what, there's other ways of finding these books like YouTube, like Derek said, because Derek knows my story. My story is about not having the perfect knowledge, perfect world, the perfect everything. I did everything totally backwards, and because I had to start from somewhere that they didn't start from. Some people can read. Some people can sit in a room and take the knowledge. Some of us couldn't. So some of you guys, you just got to figure out a way to get what she's talking about. You got to figure out how to take the best what you can do and apply it. What she's trying to talk about is to get the knowledge from other people and implant it into your brain, into your heart, and then spit it out to everybody.
Right. Like, even for me, like, I used to go to watch, she doesn't smile when I say this, I used to go to Value Village and buy books at Value Village, or CD, or Goodwill, or thrift stores, trying to find knowledge. And, you know, sometimes you don't have the money, but you wanted to get the knowledge. How to go find it? How to go find the knowledge?
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up super poor, right? I had triple hand-me-down clothes. Dinner consisted of a bag of croutons and a squirt of ranch. Like, we ate from the food bank. We didn't have a lot. I lived in a garage where I could see the outside from the inside, and critters would walk through the middle of the house, right? So I understand the shopping at Value Village, or doing what you have to do to survive. And, you know, that's what builds the toughness. You know, when your want and desire is big enough, no excuse matters anymore. There are no more excuses. If your why and desire is big enough, they all fall away.
Exactly. And so we know we're gonna have to close this program up, and so we'll open it up for questions. But I want to give a hint and clue for Waikiki Super Saturday, 2013, 14, 15, and 16. For sure, Amanda's gonna be here. If this place opens up, she will be here with an incredible husband. I'm gonna give hint and clue right now, and I won't tell you how or where, but if you're coming here and you do want a taste, a one-on-one, no, I won't say one-on-one, a closing session, if you are coming to Hawaii, Waikiki Super Saturday, I understand, a hint now, that Tamia might be doing a private for Waikiki Super Saturday, just for you guys who come early to this event. Right. I'm not saying the details right now, but that's definitely a hint. If you want to meet Tamia and hang out with her for a 2-hour session just and ask questions, she will have a private room just to have to run that show to go out. And so
you're telling me the reason why you can't give them the information is because this Corona thing?
Yeah, exactly. So with that, I got some questions here. No questions? No questions. Yes, we do. We have questions. And so
they're looking at us like,
what are you talking about here?
So and for those of you guys who are on, you guys didn't hear last week and the week before that, we've got a special guest that's coming, and she is an amazing young lady that has amazing information, a wealth of information on Ukon, and you guys are gonna love this young lady. I'm hoping one of these days we're gonna announce it, but we're gonna keep her.
I'll give you a hint. She's coming out of Canada.
Yes.
Okay?
I know.
You can't say.
Yeah. Right.
You can't say.
Those of you guys who know, don't say.
She's
but
super beautiful and beautiful looks and beautiful heart. She's definitely gonna help. If you guys know what Ukon is, you guys got no clue until she comes and tell you guys what Ukon, to teach you guys what Ukon is. She will come out, and she's already said yes. And she said, as long as it's open, as long as the government don't shut us down, we will host Waikiki Super Saturday, 13, 14, 15, and 16. For all you guys, anyone wants to go look it up. Top Team Hawaii. Go look up there. Selling tickets on Top Team Hawaii. I will get the tickets sooner than later because I understand. And this is really, really sad because we was all looking forward. We understand clearly right now that the global event in Las Vegas is postponed to next year, June. And so knowing that, there's a lot of people calling Hawaii right now and asking, is it going to be open? It's going to be available? And the details, and we're adjusting details as we go. But like again, the challenge to that is what you just said.
I don't know what to call it. Whatever this thing's happening here,
Yeah,
45 days and just not such a good thing. Yeah.
Stay at home deal kind of stuff.
Right.
But we're helping let you guys know that. I know that we're going to open up to people who's online right in a moment. Just to give you guys just to help anybody who wants help. We at Top Team Hawaii does a 30 to 40-minute program every Thursday between 6 and 6:30. It's open for anybody. What you do is you do a watch party on it. This is how we help everybody out there who's home, who can't do a demo for somebody who they want to see. What we're doing is you jump on Top Team Hawaii page and you click on between 6 and 6:30 and you do a watch party and it'll go to your teams. And what happens is when they ask a question, it'll go back to you. And if they ask us, if they call us directly, what we do is we ask them, how did you know about this? And then we direct them back to you. So because we'll see you guys on, we'll see you guys watch parties, so we lose the watch party, so we can send it back to you guys. And it's helping people right now. We've been doing this for about the 4th week right now, and it's been actually really active. There's people calling as soon as we're done. People are telling us, hey, we're getting a sale here or there, or our families are listening to it and want to know more information on it. So we're doing a different program every single Thursday for 30 to 40 minutes. Just jump on, you guys. It's free for everybody here, free for you guys. It benefits you guys if they sell a machine. Guess who gets it? You do. It's all about you guys. All about you.
And next Thursday, I'm going to be the one who's going to be doing that little 20-minute demo. Now, the demo is going to be the 1, 2, 3 science of water. It is just going to be about water. We're going to talk about how important water is and how important the body needs water. And that's all we're going to talk about. It's not going to go too far, too deep. It's going to be all about how important the potassium, magnesium, calcium, sodium, and iron is in water and how that relates to our body. So
wait, that's at 2 o'clock, but Thursday, it's going to be between 2 and 2:30. You guys don't want to miss this. You guys who already are doing demos.
Like, isn't Sharonda doing his at 2:30? So what time is it going to be?
Oh, it's going to be earlier. Sorry. It's going to be at 11. Because at this time we're doing right now, it's going to be, you guys who are doing demos, how we normally do demos, and having 10,000 questions, people are asking what alkaline is, what alkalize is, what hydration is. Look, my brother has been studying this for 5, 6 years, learning what water is. You guys might really want to know what that is. The logic of water. Just water itself.
Yep.
And I guarantee one thing, that 20, 25 minutes, it'll be worth the whole entire deal, because if you can convert that and add it to your programs, you will get 100% results on this right now, because we are. 100% results right now. Each of our teams are using it right now. The teams who use it is getting 100% results. So now, let's go bring some people on. Are you ready? Let's go bring up. The first speaker will be. You got the question first, but we have speakers who can. What's the question? What's the first question?
Someone asked me, before you were you reading regularly? And what kind of advice would you give someone who has little patience for reading but wants to read?
Did she hear you?
Can you hear her? Amanda, can you hear her? Did you hear the question?
I heard somebody talking in the background, but I couldn't make out what she was saying.
Sorry, that beautiful lady. Oh, you got a mic on. Someone got a mic on. She's just talking right now. Okay.
Is that my sister?
Yes, it is.
Hello.
Hi, beautiful.
Hi, love. How are you doing?
Wonderful.
Good. I just have a question for someone. They're asking, before Enagic, were you reading regularly? And what kind of advice would you give someone who has little patience
for reading, but wants to read more?
Absolutely. You know, before I got sober, I never read. I was not a reader. I was a TV watcher. And then I got kind of forced into reading because I didn't want to die, which sounds crazy, but it's true. Sometimes you don't really want to change until your back's against the wall and you have to. Moving right before Anagic, I was reading a bit. I would say my favorite kinds of books were spiritual fiction, which sounds pretty funny, but there's books like Mutant Message Down Under, which is an excellent book. It's about the Aborigines in Australia and their spiritual journey, or a woman on a spiritual journey with them. And then there is the Celestine Prophecy series. The author is James Redfield, and they're really easy reads, but very, very well done. And then there is a book called Conversations with God, book 1, book 2, book 3, that are really great because the author is actually having a conversation. He wrote down questions and then he heard the answer from a power greater than himself, and then he wrote down the answer. So it's a whole bunch of Q&A to God, and it's a really easy, interesting read. So yeah, I would say spiritual fiction is my favorite.
So you're saying right now is that that before you got involved, you really didn't read too much. When you kind of broke the ice with some spiritual books, and in the process, you actually gained knowledge to move forward and where you're heading. Kind of roundabout way.
Yeah. Yep. You summed that up well.
That's awesome. So, do you have any more questions before I bring up a speaker? You have another question? Hold on. One more question coming on.
Since I have girlfriends that are in the quo, how do I make the transition to invite them to an event without being pushy or salesy?
I would probably have to answer this in the sense that it really depends on your relationship with them. In order to successfully invite somebody to anything, whether it's an event or watching a video or even a 3-way call, you have to know their why. You have to know what is going to drive them to make them take out a chunk of their time in order to see what you have that might help them. That's probably the biggest thing. Ask enough questions to them until you can find their specific why. And it could be a why for health. It could be a why for wealth. What is their pain point? Because everybody has a pain point, right? It could be arthritis. It could be acid reflux. It could be their mom, has cancer. It could be, something along those lines. Or it could be, I can't pay my mortgage and I'm not collecting unemployment. What is their pain point? And then you create a solution for them. But it's very specific to each person. And that's probably the best advice that I can give you, because everybody's going to be different. And if, and have the, I don't want to call it ego, but you kind of got to have a way about you where if they don't want what you have, that's fine. Like that's totally fine. We have something right here that is of extraordinary value. And they would be lucky and they would be honored to know about it. But if they don't want to know about it, that's totally fine. Move on. Yeah, don't ever feel like you're having to push somebody into something. They're lucky to know what you have to offer.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna have one more question, and we're supposed to try to close this down right now, but we have 2 people that are gonna come up with talk.
How long did you do private training with Tamia, and how do we go about doing that?
I did a Dream Builders program with Tamia, and it lasted, I want to say it was 16 months. It was either 12 or 16 months. It was definitely worth the money. When I don't know if her prices have changed, but it was $1,800, and it was a week. I had her direct number. I could call her anytime that I wanted. We had an open line of communication. There were specific lessons and homework every week. There was an hour to an hour and a half phone call where she would, we would talk about what was going on with me and how that related to the lessons. It was definitely it wasn't strictly for Enagic. It was an overall growth period. So, but yeah, if you have been following her on Facebook, her number is there, or you can just reach out into Messenger and contact her that way. I know that she's got a few different types of coaching programs going on, but just reach out and talk to her. She's super open, super friendly. She gets back to, everybody. If you don't hear back from her, just hit her up again. Start building that relationship. You're muted.
I know that we're trying to wrap this up. We have one more question, and just just give you a warning to some of the leaders. The hot leaders are coming out of Hawaii. They are going to ask questions, so we want them to come on. So just let you know, there'll be 2 more speakers after this. So next question.
What was the biggest breakthrough you realized after going through your fears?
That they were just boogeymen. My fears were just boogeymen.
Are you dropping the mic?
I mean, it's true. We make these things in our head that are so much bigger than they actually are. And then once we walk through it, we're like, what the hell was I so afraid of? It's just a boogeyman. But your why has to be big enough to face the boogeyman. Hey,
just to let you know, because I know someone's online right now, just live. Hey, when you drop the mic out of Waikiki Super Saturday, that's my mic. Just to let you know. When you drop the mic, just let you guys know that. And so, hey, we're gonna bring up some incredible leaders right now. We're gonna open up this mic. I know there's 2 incredible leaders, and we're gonna bring up one at a time, and definitely I am going to start off with, hey, Dean, are you available?
Yay, Dean!
Hey, it says Tiari though.
Yes, exactly.
But I'll be Dean. And Amanda, you're so awesome. I remember meeting you the first time at your house. And it seems that you were kind of unsure at that point. We were nuts, and we came over and you guys were asking so many questions about how do we do this, how do we do that, and how you get excited. And glad that you caught on, you took the baton and you ran with it. Yeah. You're awesome. Anybody can do it, right? Anybody can do this. It's so awesome and so much fun.
If this ex-drug addict, alcoholic, overweight, whatever, like all those things that you think that you are is bullshit. So let them go, drop them off, let them go, and just step into who you want to be. And then you are it. Once you become it.
But my question / joke is, most of the books I read is by Alfred E. Newman. I don't know if you folks know him, but he writes that Mad magazine. The older guys know. Anyway, hope to see you in November and your gang, and we'll do it and we'll have fun. And how's it, everybody? How you, Sam? I hope you're practicing your pidgin English. I better turn it over and stop wasting time.
Thanks, Steve. Good to see you, brother.
Oh, we got one more open up another mic. This person is actually building a business in Hawaii. She will be speaking at our event November Super Saturday, November 13, 14, 15, and 16. She will touch you guys live just like Amanda did. And so let's bring on Allison Yamanaha.
In the background.
Okay. Hello, how you doing today? Yes, we can.
Hi guys, I am doing wonderfully well. How's everyone doing?
Awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say, Amanda, thank you so much. Daryl and Janice has been reaching out to me. They've been trying to basically force me to get up on that stage.
I know the
I
feeling.
feel like a big kid. Like kicking and screaming, like no. So everything you said today, like truly it confirmed like where I'm at now, on that journey to just allow myself to speak truth and allow myself to have that moment, you know, like I'm starting to get choked up, sorry. Like everybody, you guys are right. Everybody has a story. Everybody needs to be heard. God created us all so different so we can touch different people's lives. You know, what comes out of my mouth is not going to be the same that comes out of your mouth. And we're going to touch same people, different people, all people. And the hardest part is to know that we have a voice, to know that it's okay, like what we feel is valid. And stop being so selfish, like holding back what we feel, what we know. Like how selfish is that? You know, we have a great product, we have a great story, and we just get so insecure and stuck in our own securities that we don't want anyone else to know. But there's so many people that just needs help. And when they first brought you up on that stage, like you are somebody that I definitely idolize right now, because you were able to face your fears, you went up there, and I mean, it was your first time up there, you know, and everything that you've been through and you went through, I didn't experience it exactly the same way you did, but there were just a lot of similarities. You know, and it's like, okay, if she can do it, I can do it. So they've been trying to prepare me for this, and, you know, having them allow me to speak on the Zoom calls is definitely a little bit of practice. So
you're doing excellent. I have no doubt that when you get up there, you're going to rock it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing you. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, I just want to hug you right now.
I know.
Wait,
It's been tougher for me.
I want to hug your dog.
I want to hug you.
Oh, isn't he adorable?
He's adorable.
This is Copper Puppy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Say hi. Look, say hi.
Oh.
Hello. He says hello.
So cute.
Yeah, so thank you guys.
Yeah, you already speak from the heart. You know, you're already there. You know,
Thank you.
come up with, you know, a few slides on a PowerPoint of something about your story, but you're already there. You already speak from the heart. You're already of, you know, you're already of God, and you're already part of us. And so all it is just opening your voice and your throat and just letting God speak through you, letting yourself out, you know. And I'm really excited to see you and you hug in real life.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see you.
That is totally incredible. You guys are totally. I do have something going on. I'm not too sure what was going on, but something just happened, and so I'm about to make a bail. But Amanda, there we go. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. I want to before I close the deal. Do you want to ask her anything before we? I mean, you asked her a question.
No, I don't want to ask him a question, but I will tell you that thank you, Amanda, for coming on. Thank you for letting us invade your hour and a half today. I will tell you that maybe me and you need to have a conversation, but when you first saw this program, because I think I was at the same program. I got a feeling that we were in the same room at the same time, and maybe we'll have to figure that out, because I didn't realize that you were you saw it with light heart. So anyway,
So I did it.
Sure it was.
So I did it. I came many years later. I came later. I'm an afterthought here, and it's a great afterthought because you guys are here right now. I want to definitely close the program first. Definitely November 13, 14, 15, and 16. Refugee Super Saturday is on, as we know. So go Top Team Hawaii to get tickets. It is definitely going to be the most incredible event to be there. You just heard some of the speakers tonight. There will be Shan Stratton. There will be Tamia Williams. There will be Roger and Sabina Gadet for sure. Can you give me more names? Sam Tran will be out there.
a secret speaker.
There's a secret speaker out of Canada. There is there might be something out of Bali and somebody out of Singapore. So they're talking and they want to come. If they open up the property, we would have Amanda Bobbitt. She's coming. Hey, wait, and of course we can't. Bob Cordelli is going to be here to speak and to help you guys learn how to build this business because he's incredibly awesome. And so we have all these and the new speakers. There's a bunch of new speakers out there, and they're coming. They've been building. Honestly, they lost everything and they rebuilt everything. So they'll explain what they did and so what you shouldn't do. So that's gonna be awesome in November 13, 14, 15, and 16. And so next week, 2 o'clock. Oh well, you know what I'll do first. Derek will do a 11 o'clock, 20-minute to 25-minute presentation, the science of water, what water is. Am I saying that right?
Right.
And so he's going to be awesome. You guys really want to see that. Hey,
we won't see the pH. We won't see the ORPs. We're going to just talk about water.
I tell you what, if you're not in any of our programs, you will see something new. Definitely. And so come to that. But definitely, I'm going to post this up right now. I'm posting it up right now. So next week, 2 o'clock, we have, I don't have it. I have it. I don't. There you go. We have 2 o'clock a Zoom call. There is the information right there. If you don't and you want to spread it, Top Team Hawaii will have it posted. Tuesday.
I love Sue.
Huh?
I love Sue. He's incredible.
So Angela will be here. Will be on the live, and his time will be 6 o'clock. Our time will be 2 o'clock. Hawaii Standard Time. So some of you guys might be at, I don't know what we're looking at. Some will be at 5 p.m. Some will be at 8 p.m. So if you're at Pacific Standard Time, it's 5 p.m. If you're in Eastern Standard Time, it's going to be 8 p.m. Definitely, you do not want to let this guy. We just came off a Zoom call a couple of nights for us was in the morning. He's he's awesome. He can speak to understand clearly where you guys are going. He has a lot of information for you guys to learn, understand. But hey, love you guys big time. This is gonna be awesome. You guys gotta thank Amanda Janus totally for her time, her wisdom, her knowledge. You guys are totally awesome. Love each and every one of you guys. Drink water. Love you guys.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye, you guys. Love you all. See you soon. I'll hug you soon, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Aloha, guys.
Yes, please. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Mahalo mucho.
Mahalo mucho.
Very good.
All right.
All right.
Bye, Crystal.
Aloha, Crystal. See you soon. Be on at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock today.
Yeah, I'll be there. Definitely.
Love ya. Maybe.
Awesome job, guys. What?
In the bathroom.